Welcome back to our full let's play of Satisfactory version 1. We started in the Dune Desert over here and we've already done quite a bit. We are actually close to finishing phase 2 of the space elevator, so if you want to see really a lot of the basics, don't hesitate to check in the video description below for the full playlist. Today I want to make a couple of new things like stators and motors, but we also want to do a few upgrades, unlocking a few new things, so let's dive right in. As I promised at the end of the last episode, I said I would upgrade our power plant to make sure that we don't have an energy problem, because we had an energy problem. So that has been done now. If you look over here at this miner, this is now a miner Mark II. So it is 120 with the overclock because that's an impure node, and same for this miner over here, right? This is also Mark II. So instead of making 120 of coal, we are now making double that, right? 240, and therefore we're also doubling, the actual production of energy. This is now 1,200 megawatts. This is thanks, of course, to a lot of new coal generators, right? And we've had to also upgrade many of the belts. Here, this is now Mark II, but then here is Mark III, right? So we have Mark III over here. And then, we still have the 8 that were over here, but we also have a new belt that's continuing all the way over here to send more coal to basically a new factory. I mean, we've basically doubled, right? We had 8 coal generators here, and now we have 8 on this side. I'll go here, it's easier to see them closely, right? We have 8 in a line here. We have the coal at level 3, right? Going down, up, up. And we have then 2 lines of water. We have a first line of water for the first 4 over here, and a second line of water for the other 4. These 2 lines of water, if we continue over here, there's 2 buffer there, right? And down you can see we are actually, let's go down. We're actually talking again about 4 of these. I know you could do with 3, but with 4, I think it makes it very clean, where we have 2 on 1, 2 on 1, and it's really, clean. We need some pumps, right? So we have that. So we do use a bit of electricity to make electricity, but I think this is worth it. And then, we're gonna go back quickly up so I can show you from behind again. Here it is. So we have, the 8, they're all connected to electricity. We have over here a small, outside. So you can see there is an enemy there we're gonna want. There was one here too, but I've killed him now. And we can go up to see those 8 lines, or those 8 chimneys, right? There's a basic roof over here, similar to that one there, and we have another exit here if needed. And so yeah, pretty simple. I didn't go overboard, but it is giving us now a lot more energy. Let's actually check that out on a pole over here. We can check that out. So now I have the 1,200 that are producing, from coal, and we have a capacity of 1,650 because that's also coming from all of the biomass burner. These ones are off right now, right? That's why the production is lower than the capacity. And you can also see what I'm consuming. So I'm consuming this to make this electricity, but also with the factory we did in the last episode, right, of AI limiters. This is the rest of the capacity. I haven't put online everything else. We're gonna do that just now. We have done therefore the first objective, but we're not done with energy, because you may remember that in the last episode we unlocked over here something pretty cool, the power storage. So with this, when you're producing more energy than you're consuming, you can start charging those batteries. So we're gonna want to do this. I mean, I think maybe, good question, I haven't thought about where. I guess over here. I'm not gonna make like a gigantic thing, but let's definitely, add a couple of foundations. I think each battery takes 1 foundation, if I remember correctly. Let's check that out. I don't even know if I have the resources. Yeah, we have enough resources to make 3. So you can see a battery doesn't take a full foundation, but if you want to make it clean, you can take, you can put it in the middle of the foundation. Okay, so here again, as soon as I connect it to electricity, this is going to start charging. And if at some point I am using more energy than I'm producing, they're going to start being discharged. But the really cool thing also too, for me, and the reason why I'm making it, is it will give you a warning when those batteries are a bit low. So this is really a warning that you need to start doing something. Okay, this is not the cleanest, but anyway, it is going to start charging. It says, it's going to take 1 hour to charge. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, anytime, we go to one of these poles, we can see the batteries, not just our production, but the batteries too. In the future, we can make even more than 3, but I wanted to show you live and explain why I'm doing this now. Okay, so that's good. Let's continue. And the next one is actually still linked to energy. It's because it's the power switch. But for this, we need to go back to our base, or we need to have build. Actually, maybe let's build it here, but I don't know if I have enough resources. We're gonna have to see. Into the MAM, if we go into our Caterium tree, we can see there we have the power switches. It is going to take 100 of steel and 50 AI limiters. So I don't have 50 AI limiters on me, but we have 100 here on the amazing dimensional depot, right? So that is great. And now, by the way, this is going to start recharging, right? So that's perfect. So yeah, let's go over here and do this research of the power switch so I can show you over here right away what this is.
Power switch unlocked. Fixit is proud to announce that the power switch facilitates power grid management through the application of the very latest advances in on-off switch technology. Fixit. It's fun to have power.
Fun to have power. So indeed, now we have this power switch, which will require a bit of Caterium. We don't have any Caterium wires. Oh, that's bad, because I didn't put it there either. I'm gonna have to go get some. But basically the point is that we're gonna be able to switch a whole factory on and off. Instead of cutting, these power lines, we can start putting on and off like this. So I'm gonna start putting these, everywhere. Here, to be honest, I don't think it's really needed because this should always be working. There's no reason for me to put this off. But for all the other factories, this is actually a very important thing. And then, another good reason to go back home is I want to do a couple of things in the awesome thing and awesome shop. So see you there. Okay, so we're back at the base and we have our awesome shop there, and I built a just not connected to anything, awesome thing so we can get the coupons. We have 50, actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We can put some here. And we can go into our awesome shop and buy a lot of things. So let's go. I think management, I definitely want the pipe hole. That would have been helpful just now, actually. These ones are also useful. Hypertube, we're gonna build the first one today. I'm not gonna buy anything there. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments, if there are specific things you want me to buy also. Concrete wall, I think that's good. Glass roof, I love this. That enables you to start really having kind of a better view inside your factory. Then over here, that can be useful, but not the first thing I would buy. Similarly here, this one is definitely nice. Catwalks for sure. Concrete pillars. The beam can be very useful too. Modern railing, yes. Road barrier, industrial. Okay. Coffee. Don't really need that right now. So how much? 36 out of 50. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's do that.
All Fixit vetted materials are tested for toxins, hallucinogens, and other biologically adverse effects. Pioneers are advised not to immerse themselves in these materials and not to lick, eat, breathe in, or otherwise consume them.
What? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So yes, we have done something in the awesome shop, but let's also build our first power switch, right? So power switch, we're gonna put it over here, up. And so what we can do is connect this pole there, and then this pole here, and we kill this, right? Then we probably want to do something like this and connect that there. Let me explain in a second, right? So basically this line here, this is my main line. This is going to connect every single factory to a main line. And then you go off the main line every time there's a factory. So we go off here and we have this power switch, which is off right now. We can put it on, and that's gonna turn this whole factory on, right? So this miner over here, this 4 smelter, these 5 constructors, this is all linked to this power switch. If I put it on and off, this goes on and off. But if I put this off, then the electricity can still continue over here and go to another factory there, and then we can put another power switch somewhere else. You can also give them names and all of this, of course, right? So we can make sure to call that. This is copper sheet 1. That's the name of this power switch. Okay, so yeah, I think power switch and awesome shop, that's done. We're gonna want to do, as I said today, rotors, stators and motors, but before, there's a big thing I do want to do is a concrete upgrade. A bit similar to what we did in the coal one, but even more so. As you may remember, we have over here a small mini base for limestone. We have also another small one here. And if I press V and I look at the milestone, there is actually quite a lot of milestone. We're not using that one. There's another one here. Why are we not getting there? There's another one here. I think there's also another one there. So there's quite a lot of limestone around here. So the idea is going to be, let's bring all of this to one place and do a bit of a bigger factory. So let me start working on this and I'll see you in a minute. And done. Not gonna lie, took me a few hours, but I'm pretty happy with the result. And I'm super happy that this is all green. That means I calculated everything perfectly. So that's the important thing. We're gonna go into this factory, which starts all the way over here and goes all the way there and even behind this mountain. So actually, let's start indeed all the way behind this mountain and then come back there, right? So I'll see you in a sec. So here we are behind this double mountain, very close to a coal factory, right? Our power plant just over there. We can start. We have our first miner, Mark II, normal node. So we're talking about 120 per minute. And, we're going to start following this road. Dogo is here. Let's make sure to pet it while we're here. Come on. Yeah, come to Papa. So yeah, this is a Mark II, right? To make sure we can transport 120 per minute. We have, the new types of foundation. This is a normal foundation, but with a concrete, skin, if you wish. I really like them, especially on the floor. And then we have also this new industrial railing on the side. Make sure we can't fall. So this is it. And we're going towards our base there, right? And we're going to find the second miner, which is actually, again, a normal node with, of course, a Mark II. So we're going to talk about, again, 120, right? Without any overclocking, we're going to merge all of these two together. So we're talking about 240 now. So that's a Mark III belt, right? And then this Mark III belt, we go over here. And as you can see, right, there is also some stairways if we want to go down, right? And here we're going to start going in. All right, so going in, we have a door. We have one belt that comes this side, and there's another belt that comes that side. So let's go on our new walkway again. This is architecture over here. We have a couple of different walkways, right? And we have a door. That door is elevated, right? Actually, maybe I should put a small wall here to... Oh, I've been playing for 2 hours. Alright, let me just place this wall there. Why is it not? Sometimes it's tough to get it. Okay, good. So we have door, right? I'm really happy that, you know, when you come in, you see it under you. I think that's pretty cool. This is now the third miner, and this is again a normal node. So we're talking about 120 with the Mark II again here. This was the one we had in the past with this small sort of encased there. Well, again, very basic, but at the same time, if you're on the floor, you can see this is pretty clean, right? I like it. I like the look of it. And then we're gonna go back into our base there, right? So we came from here. We have this other one here. So we have 240, 120 there, right? Okay, again, some doors here and there, right? Go here. Again, we have those two there. And then we have another miner, but this time this is an impure, so only 60. And what's gonna happen is I take the 240, put it up so that I can merge the 60 with the 120. That way we get 180 now on this one, right? Again, we use a catwalk to be able to go over if needed. There is a door there. Can go down if we want, or can go into a factory. Similarly, you're going to get another door here, another door there, and then those two are going to go down, right? We have here Mark III, Mark III. We have 240, 180, right? And we get into the main factory, but there is one more miner, which is this one over here. This is again 60, so it's a pretty, you know, simple. I'm going to show you quickly. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. But anyway, we have the miner there, right? And then it goes down, goes on this all the way here. Then we're gonna have over here one elevator so that it can go down. And then it goes into the factory and directly actually into some of the constructors. Let's go back to the front of the factory over here. And again, we have ramps to go in and out as needed, right? So we have an under floor, which is a logistic floor, and we have the normal floor over here. And that is why this is going down to the logistic floor. And here we have all of our constructors, right, that are going to transform the limestone 45 into 15. So on this line, we have 6 of them actually. It's 5.333. This one is the one underclocked. That's for the 240. And then on that side here, we have 4. These ones are 100% because we're talking about 4 times 45. That is exactly 180. So that's this belt here. They're taking those 4 here. And then we have those 2 here. One is underclock. This is for the 60 there. We have 45 on this one and then just 15 on this one. And then by the way, you can see here, this is a roof, but we're using this glass roof style, and so we're able to see what's happening downstairs. You can see all of the limestone moving. And then on the outside, we also sand whatever is made, right? All of this concrete, we also sand it down and down. So this floor over here, this factory floor is very clean, right? There's nothing. Let's go down then. We're still not full, that's crazy. But we can go down into the logistic floor. You're gonna see it's a bit of a mess, but I'm still pretty proud of it. So we have the 2 here that are coming. This is the 240 goes into this line here, and then the 180 goes into this line here. So we have splitters, and then it goes up, splitter goes up, and it's the same all the way. Plus then we have those 2 splitters here that are linked to this one here, right? And then when it comes down, you can see it comes down here. It's being merged, 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 merged. Plus it's also gonna be merged with this one here. Well, what is that one there? Basically, we do the same merging on the other side, right? This is merge, 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 and then it goes up. there are going to be an elevator on top and then another one here. And so it goes across. This is because of these lines here, right? Could have also put it on the top there, but I felt it was cool to have it on top. And then, you know, we're gonna have smart splitter. Basically it says first go straight, and then when this is full, we can go into this awesome sink. And then a second splitter that says first go into the dimensional depot uploader, right? Which is full right now. And if not, you can go into the depot we have on top. So yeah, in the future, that's going to create also some nice points into this awesome sink. But for now, we are making sure to fill this completely. And this is one of those new industrial storage. So there's a lot of storage in there, the double, right? 48. And we're talking about 160 of concrete per minute. It may not seem like a lot, but as you can see, it does take quite a few miners already to get there. And by the way, this was over here, what I mentioned before, right? The elevator goes up, goes here, and I put it high so that I can still walk, no problem. And here you can see also the usage of those metal beams that you can place anywhere so that I can put the electricity on it. So it's a bit hidden. I like it like this. And lastly there, this is, you know, if we want to, after a hard day at work over here in this factory, we can go take a small swim. The water is not very deep. But yeah, that's the back of the factory. Again, a couple of doors, of course, if needed. Same on this side, right? We have also these ladders across the factory if needed. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm pretty proud of it. We haven't used like crazy sophisticated colors or tons of different materials, but I think it looks really good. It's clean, there's no clipping, nicely organized, and of course it's efficient, 100% productivity. Lastly, while we're here, I did want to show you too that here you have this ugly bridge that is going into the waterfall because there are things inside the waterfall. I'm not going to show it to you. I think you should discover it for yourself. But inside the waterfall, you can find things, and there's quite a few tunnels also over there. I will say though, don't go too much on this side here. There's a lot of radioactive material, so we'll go there and be a bit more later. So yeah, that is the next objective of the concrete upgrade. And I really wanted to do that one. Oops, so I forgot to click the right button. So X and then this one. So I really wanted to do this one in particular also because, when you build those foundations with the concrete coating or concrete, skin, you're using 7 concrete. You're not using any of the plates of the iron plate. This one is 5 and 2 iron plates. You're using 7 directly instead. So I wanted to have a good production of this so we can use it in the future. But yeah, that is our first almost real factory. I mean, our power plant is not too bad either. And I know we made some factory also that was not too bad over there. Versatile framework. But yeah, this one is a Mark II completely factory from start to finish. Next, let's talk about the blueprint designer. So yeah, you do need a lot of space for a blueprint designer because again, we're talking about 4x4 inside plus a bit of space outside. I do suggest also you probably build at the beginning a couple of lookout towers around because that's gonna help you, being able to build from up top. And for something so big like that, that's gonna be useful. Then, we have the blueprint designer over here, and we have this small console there. You can click on it. This is where you're going to be able to save easily your blueprint, create directories, etc. You can also find blueprints there, but for now we haven't built any. So let's start building a couple together. So in particular, I'll show you how that works. And then in the future, I'll definitely build more and put them on my Discord community. You can find the link in the video description below. So, a very simple one you can start with is foundations. Instead of having to drag or zoop your foundation 10 by 10, you can create a couple of blueprints like this. Like this is a 4 by 4 with 4 by 4 by 4. So I'm too far, sorry. So we can save it, right? We can say this is 4 by 4 by 4 by 4 foundation. You can have a description, etc. We're gonna set the directory, so you know you can create multiple categories. So we can say this is all of my foundations, because we're gonna create a few, right? So that you always have what you need. And then here again, you know, you can search for things. There are not that many, to be honest. I would love for them to put more, but you can decide if there's a sign that seems to work well for what you want. So create this one, right? And we can say, sorry, we can say add a subcategory. So this is gonna be, for example, my 4 meter one, and I can say put it there, right? So here it is, quit it, save. So my blueprint has been saved. Now, you know, going back into the blueprint designer, you can clear it. That means everything is taken out. You can load a blueprint that you've made before. For example, if we want to load this one. So now if I press Q, I have the builder, the customizer, but I also have the blueprint. I can find any blueprint that I want. Now they're gonna cost money, right? This one in particular, 32 of plates, which you don't have, but then you can place it and it's going to be built right away. There is also two build mode. There's a default where you can put it anywhere you want, and there's a blueprint where it's going to basically, and then the second is the blueprint where it's going to link directly to another blueprint. So let's say I put this one first, and then one blueprint is going to link directly to that one. So that's very useful, especially for foundations. We're gonna want to make, as I said, a couple of these like foundation. I think also I'm gonna want to make a couple that are, you know, basic kind of constructors with a splitter in the middle, merger on the outside. You can do the same with your smelters. By the way, you can also log those blueprints into your tab at the bottom, right? So if I go into my blueprint here, I can say this is number 1, and it has been bound to my hotkey number 1. Don't hesitate to tell me if you have any question. Also, if you want me to do a couple of blueprints, you know, live together, they tend to take a bit of time because you usually want to make them pretty perfect, because then you're gonna use them many times. But yeah, those blueprints are pretty useful. So let me make a couple, and again, I'll show them to you in a sec. So it is, as promised, I've created a couple of different blueprints. First, we have a 4x4 4 meter foundation, the 2 meter one, and the 1 meter one. Right? Then we have in factory parts 12 smelter. Let's load it so you can see how it is with the iron ingot recipe. Right? So if I go again up, so you can see it nicely, we're gonna have 6 smelter on each side. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the splitter in the middle, we have mergers on both sides, we have electricity connected. So you place it, you just need to connect it to electricity, to a source of iron, and you're good to go. I even put, you know, this is 360 inputs, so doesn't really work perfectly right now with the Mark III belt, and 180 times 2 inputs, outputs, right? Then we have the same one for the copper. Then I made 8 constructors, right? So 4 on each side. And what's really good also with those blueprints is you can create one with no recipe, like this one, right? There's no recipe at all. But then it's also very easy once you've made this no recipe one to create one for each of the recipe you're interested in, right? For example, 8 constructor over here, but with the iron plates. I show, okay, you need 240 of ingots, and you're going to create 160 of iron plates. But then again, you can just change, you know, the recipe to iron ore, then copy, paste it across the board, right? Yes, it's going to take you 1 minute, but that's 1 minute compared to what, maybe 10 to create this from scratch, right? So that's definitely a big time save, especially when you need to place not just 8, but let's assume you need to place 50 of these constructors, right? So anyway, we've changed it now to iron rod. So I can just update. I forgot, I think it's 15, right? And we're creating, I think, 15 too. Actually, the way iron rods, that's 120, 120, and we can change the icon, right, to be rods, so that it's easy to see it, and we put it in the same place here, right? Save the blueprint. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, 15 to 15. So it's easy to create some. A couple of other things I do want to mention about the blueprints. First is, as I just said, you can put them here, and that's very efficient. But another reason why you may want to use blueprints is it's very efficient to delete them too. If you press F to get to your dismantling gun, you press R, you get into dismantle one blueprint. That's going to destroy the whole blueprint at once instead of having to do it one by one. I did make also another blueprint over here, which is an hypertube cannon. So it's a concept that is well known, but still I'm gonna explain it a bit. And I made a very simple one. It's not a huge one, but you can definitely go bigger if you want. And I'll show you quickly connect it to electricity because it does require electricity. And then let me explain. So basically what's happening is you have a cannon support with an entrance, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then at the and then at the end, usually you try to make it go up, right? And so that's a cannon. This is going to throw us, and again, we're talking only about 4 entrances. Usually people put at least 10 of them, and it's going to increase your speed by a lot. So then you can fly quite far pretty quickly. And right now we have our parachute, so we can decide a bit where to go. But once you have the jetpack, then it's even better, because then you can control while you're in the air to go into different directions. So those cannons can be really useful. And once again, if you're in the blueprint mode, you can delete the whole thing at once, so that's super useful. The last thing I did want to mention about blueprints is it's not actually the best idea to make them into a game like this. It's a lot easier to make them into creative mode, because to make those blueprints, you actually need to have all of the resources needed. And once you start making big blueprints, it takes a lot of resources to make them. So, you create a new game, you go into the advanced game setting, and you can say things like no power, no build cost, flight mode, so it's easy to, build it from up high. You can unlock, all tiers, or everything in the map, everything in the awesome shop. So it's a lot easier to create those blueprints. And then once you've created those blueprints, you can then send them to your save that you're using. I think it is slightly a cheat, right? But I know that's what most people do, so I do wanted to share it with you. So I know I said we would do motors today, but the episode is already pretty long. We covered indeed quite a bit. We have the new upgraded power plants, 1,200 megawatts. We have a completely new upgraded concrete factory, right? That's providing a lot more concrete for the future. And we have looked at blueprints. So promised, in the next episode, we will do rotors, stators, and motors all together. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.